So this is them making excuses around this Rwanda deal that the British, or the English, let's say, the English government came up with, the Rwanda deal. So let's play through and I'll pop in now and again.
By a UK Border Force patrol vessel. Just days after Rishi Sunak's Stop the Boats legislation became law. Yet the Prime Minister has told Sky News the deterrent of his Rwanda policy is already working. He was responding to a claim by the Irish Foreign Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Micheál Martin that the Rwanda law means more migrants are leaving the UK and heading to Ireland.
What that comment illustrates is a couple of things. One, that illegal migration is a global challenge, which is why you're seeing multiple countries talk about doing third country partnerships, looking at novel ways to solve this problem, and I believe
they like that word, don't they? Novel.
Will follow where the UK has led.
Mr Sunak says his focus is on the UK and securing its borders.
The deterrent is, according to your comment, already having an impact because people are worried about coming here, and that demonstrates exactly what I'm saying. If people come to our country illegally but know that they won't be able to stay, they're much less likely to come.
Oh, that sounds very far right now. This is to all the NPCs and NGOs out there. Is what he said just not very far right there? Deterring people from even coming to the country.
Mr Sunak also said this week's tragedy in the Channel, in which 5 migrants, including a 7-year-old girl, died, was unacceptable.
But he just said that he's deterring all these from coming here. So how can he say, stop coming on the boats, and then when a boat capsizes, oh, that's terrible, that shouldn't be happening. But you're the one that's saying the boat shouldn't be coming. You're the reason that the boats are being turned around. So you'd be the one that's complicit in that girl's passing. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it weird? They scapegoat over these little things.
The PM, who's made stopping the boat...
I mean, look, his whole point, did you see it down the bottom there? The whole symbol is bleeding, stop the boats. Look, stop the boats.
Who's made stopping the boats one of his 5 pledges ahead of the general election, said his ambition was to stop all small boat crossings and end illegal migration. Refugee groups admit that...
I just got to say, they don't want to stop the migration. They're not going to stop it. They're going to keep pushing, even though they're saying all these things. They're going to keep pushing with it.
The threat of being deported from the UK to Rwanda is driving migrants across the border from Northern Ireland into the Republic.
As long as there is a Rwanda policy and the Illegal Migration Act, which states that somebody can't lodge an application for asylum in the UK and have it considered if they enter in a irregular way, it's going to have knock-on effects on Ireland. That's plain to see.
Now that the Rwanda legislation has become law, the Prime Minister won't find it quite so easy to blame his political opponents in the Commons and in the House of Lords if it doesn't work. That probably won't stop him, though.
See, he knows. Look at that little smirk I was telling you about, the duper's delight. They all know that they're not going to stop. They all know it. They're all in on it. And most of them do this little duper's delight because they're screwing the people over, and they know they are. And they can't hide their excitement about screwing the people over.
The danger for Mr Sunak is that even if planes do take off for Rwanda this summer and some migrants head to Ireland, it won't stop the tide of illegal migrants crossing the Channel.
In the nation of 100,000 welcomes, some think it's time to shut the door. Anti-immigrant camp.
Not some. People that are outside Ireland, 80% of Ireland is against this. 80%. We had a vote on it. 80% of the people of Ireland are against this. But it's still going ahead. What's that tell you? Where's your democracy? Where's democracy? Democracy's out there fucking off on the lot of us.
Camps like this one at Coolock, North Dublin, are springing up across the country.
Coolock's message is we don't want them here. We don't want them. End of story. The place is bad enough as it is. We have our own gangs and trouble going on that we can't sort out. So what do you think that's going to do? It's just going to put more of a strain.
How many people feel as strongly as you do to come and be part of a protest camp?
100% of the Coolock community stand behind us, as you can hear.
Newton Mount Kennedy in County Wicklow is the latest place where the tension has reached breaking point. Police deployed the public order unit. 3 squad cars were damaged and 6 people arrested.
What Sky News is failing. Sky News is they're failing you all because they're not telling you everything that happened this night. I have go back on the videos and you'll see that once this happened here and the people walked home, the guards followed them to their housing estates and stood outside their housing estates, calling the native people cowards and all. Do you know? So Sky News won't tell you that.
It's the perfect storm, an acute housing problem in Ireland, immigration at a 16-year high. The Irish government says 80% of asylum seekers here have come from the United Kingdom, sailing into Northern Ireland, then crossing the border to the...
Now, I'm going to say something, and some of you might think it's a bit controversial, but do you see the way they said 80% are coming through the border, right? I'd say there is a fair percentage coming through the border, but not 80%. I believe that they're flying these people in. They're flying them in, and then the O'Grady's are meeting all these males at the airport, and then they're just busting them around Ireland. And they bust them into areas, and then you see the videos of them. If they don't like the area, they're like, "No, take me back to the city." You know what I mean? It's like, but the point of that was they're saying 80% is coming through the border of Northern Ireland. I think it's probably half of that, and the rest they're just flying in. They're flying straight into Dublin and Shannon, wherever.
The Republic, part of the EU. And the threat of deportation to Rwanda is partly responsible, according to Ireland's foreign minister.
But clearly we...
See, that's just passing the buck if you're saying shite like that. That's just passing the buck. If this man, I swear this Martin fella does my nut in, if he says that.
We've had an increase in the numbers coming UK to Northern Ireland and into the Republic. And it's fairly obvious that a Rwanda policy, if you're a person in a given situation in the UK, well then you don't want to go to Rwanda.
With a
What? Did Micheál Martin just imply that Rwanda is a place you don't want to live? Very controversial for a world leader, or whatever tarnished now. Like, it's a very controversial thing to say, no? But you see him? Did you see him? He did that thing. Watch.
You don't want to go to Rwanda.
Did you see the little smirk? They can't help themselves. It's just, they can't hide that. That's what I say. Keep looking out for that. Watch their little smirks at what they're saying. And if they smirk while they're saying that particular thing that you're watching, then you know. They're psychopaths, these people.
With a population of just 7 million people, but a global diaspora of 70 million, Ireland is an immigrant nation with an immigrant challenge.
You say 7 million, so he must think Ireland's, the whole of Ireland is Ireland. Because the Republic's only 5.0182 something. Oh, it might be a few digits off, but yeah. So he's just saying that United is in Ireland. Ireland itself, the island, is one, because he just said 7-point-something million.
The government now struggling to cope with an influx of people. Protests are gaining momentum. The community turned out in force for this one last month.
That's my hometown. Go on there, Coolock! And New Mount Kennedy is even better. But just keep it up, keep the momentum going.
And the government's finally talking about a new system, an attempt to rein in disquiet. And what do you say to people who would look at a protest like this and say it's about racism? What would you say?
If it was about racism, we'd be out protesting since 2002 when we joined the EU. It's not about racism. It's about the strain that's going to put on the community and the local amenities around the place. That's all it's about. Concerned parents.
When the
Well said, man. Well said. He held himself quite well. I watched the whole. I think they had him there for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes total. He did say more than what they're showing you here, by the way. So I'll try. I'll reach out to him and I'll try to get the video sent to me because he was streaming it. But yeah, it just shows you. It's more. What did we take from that? More passing the buck. More passing the buck. It's not us that's causing it. It's someone else. Do you know what I mean? The leaders are just useless. Incompetence is ruling right now. And as for democracy, was it even here?